Welcome to Diego TV and day 26 of Grey Wolf's walk across America. With me, of course, is Grey Wolf. How are you doing?
How are you doing? Diego said, "How are you doing?"
Okay, lost the audio side. I can't hear Diego, but can you hear me, Diego?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay. So the stream can hear me just fine, but we lost Diego coming back on here, so I can't hear him. So anyway, yeah, we're doing all right, Diego. What we're here? We're here in Austin, Nevada, and this is our day 26 to Grey Wolf Walk for Freedom across America, and it's a day of rest for us. We're not walking today. And just kind of give you an update. Um, we put together in this this walk days of rest that would also be rally days. So this is our first rally, and so the rallies are to bring out to I've already got commitments and rallies coming up as we go across the country with some big speakers and such. So what it is that we're doing with this is we're setting up a way of how the rallies will format, and today is kind of like that day. We're in a town that really is less than 100 people when it comes to the actual running of the town's businesses, to the town's resources, to the churches, to the swimming pool here at the park that we're in, and really this town here, it has a place in my heart because I'm a Nevadan. I'm from Reno, Nevada, and historically speaking, Austin, Nevada has a lot of history, has a lot to do with the Civil War, and the fact that in 1861, when Lincoln became president, and the Union was the Union and the Confederacy and the Civil War, and the Nevada played a very, very, very large role in funding through silver and gold for the Civil War for the Union under President Lincoln. In fact, we walked up to the peak, to the summit, and there's a monument that is placed right by the weather station that is dedicating the station there to President Lincoln. And so this U.S. highways, the Lincoln Highway. And so the town of Austin is an extremely small town by comparison to Battle Mountain and to Eureka and to Ely and a lot of these towns that have been forgotten, to where we now have these living ghost towns. And then you bring into the equation, you bring in COVID-19. And when COVID-19 came in, it pretty much sealed the deal for a lot of the businesses to just say, I can't keep open, and I can't, the economy isn't there. So we really want to see a a renaissance. We want to see it come back. We want to see Highway 50 remembered. We see, uh, uh, we see Route 66, for instance. Well, Highway 50 is historic, going from San Francisco or going from California all the way to the East Coast. And so we are here after leaving Carson City. It goes from Sacramento to the East Coast. We left Carson City. The first thing we did when we left Carson City, we got on Highway 50. And I have been all along showing you Overland Stage, Pony Express, the Wells Fargo that picked up from Overland Stage, the Transcontinental Telegraph. These are big things in our history. But now, where I where I look at Austin, I say Austin, is a beautiful little town. It's a quaint little town. It's small, um, but truth be told, it's dying, and it breaks my heart. But it will bounce back. Okay. Austin is the first town that we've come across on the walk. There will be many more across America. Now we talk about what this walk is about. This walk is about attention, America, freedom, our God-given rights that our government is taking away from us inch by inch, piece by piece. And more to the point, what is it that Americans can do to fight back, to gain back our constitutional freedoms, which are our God-given freedoms that we are born with? We do not have to ask one individual what it is that we have rights to, because we are born with them. And our Constitution of the United States represents those freedoms, puts them into writing, and puts them into laws. We are a nation of laws. And there are those that are on the side of evil that would rather say that those documents are old and we should just throw them away and start over with something that is completely backwards from what it is that we know is right. So my task is to be a voice, to tell every single American what it is that they need to do. Don't sit back watching the TV, screaming at the TV that you don't agree with something. Stand up and say, I'm going to be doing something about this. That they work for us. That a republic, by definition, is a government run by the people, not the people run by the government. And so what we need to do with this walk and other movements is to get the people out, bring the people together, activate the people, get them to know exactly what it is that they need to do. Get out of your comfort zone and know that you know something's not right. And how we change it is with the masses. Every government, as long as records have been kept, has been removed by the people. So everything I do is about the people. To say that we are growing the people that will come together and then let them know in mass what it is that they do, and that is they work for us. The decisions are not some donor, some guy with big money bringing in the money, say, oh, you'd look good in that vote if you just change your vote to match this. No, it's not about that. It's about representation. We said that 56 fine gentlemen in a hot room in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, created a document that is absolutely futuristic. They saw this coming, and they gave us tools. They gave us tools. They gave us resources. They gave us our sheriffs. People don't know this. The only law enforcement officers that are recognized by our Constitution is our sheriffs. Every other department, whether it be your alphabet soup or whether it be your police department, your police chiefs, they're legislatively controlled, people. There is a politician up there pulling the strings someplace. But the sheriff is a constitutionally recognized law enforcement, and he does not report to the President of the United States. He does not report to the governor of the state that he's in, and he does not report to the county board of supervisors. No, he reports to you, the people, in your county. And he has one document that he has taken an oath to, and that's the Constitution of the United States. He's a constitutional officer. So here I am in Austin, Nevada. Austin, Nevada is in Lander. Lander County was the very first in the entire United States, the first county in the entire United States in May of 2021 that became a constitutionally recognized county. The first. That they commit to the Constitution in all aspects, from their sheriff to their county board of supervisors to anyone that is in a public or a role that's within. So let me rephrase that: a voted in, where they are voted into office, or whether they are the bureaucratic type of employees, they are dedicating themselves to the Constitution of the United States. And then we have got the Constitution of Nevada. Sheriff Richard Mack of the CSPOA, the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association of America, started this process, and that's at cspoa.org. Lander County was the first. Our sheriffs are our last line when it comes to what's next. So Sheriff Ron Unger couldn't make it here today. He was waylaid by court this morning, but we have been in communication with him. I'm going to be in communications with Sheriff Jesse Watts, who Eureka County. That's the county that we'll be traversing. We'll be going to our county sheriffs all the way across the country. And this movement and the volunteers, the admins, are moving with us across the country, 17 states and a number of counties along the country, along the walk, and communicating with their sheriffs to let them know exactly what we want to see from the sheriffs. And what it is we want the sheriffs to speak to the people about the constitutional officers that they are. So a lot of people are, why do you want the sheriff to talk? That's why. Because they are the only constitutionally recognized officers. And this is a constitutional movement. We want people to see what it is that they can do that is based on the Constitution, that represents our God-given rights, as I said earlier. So they cannot take it away from us. And if I go back to what Benjamin Franklin said when he was asked, what do we have? We have public if we can keep it. And I'm afraid that it is going ignore. So I think that it's come down this path that our republic is in danger. And so what is it that we, the people, need to do? We need a call to action. We need the people to start burning up the phone lines. Bullet point number 1 of the call to action: contact your representatives at both the state and the federal level. We want you to let them know that you are unhappy with the way that they are making their decisions, and that the state of emergency proclamation for COVID-19 must be ended. We have SJ Res 38 that was passed in the Senate, 48 to 47, is stuck in committee in the House of Representatives, and Nancy Pelosi refuses to pull it from committee and bring it to the floor for a scheduled vote. We need a petition. We need a petition to pull it from committee this year to ensure, and that takes 218 votes to win the petition. Pull it from the committee, put it on the floor for a vote, pass it, and send it right up the line where we know it will be vetoed. Then our third call to action really is to ensure that coming down the road, when that veto occurs, notice I said when, not if, when that veto occurs, to go back onto the Senate for overruling in a supermajority. And start there with your representatives. Beat them up. Emails, telephone, snail mail, you name it. But also ask them to respond. And if they respond with a canned message, which they will, you let them know that that's not acceptable. That you want a response specific to your concern. You bring them into the accountability phase. and to speak to what accountability does. That's kind of our second bullet point to our overall movement. Number one, end the state of emergency. And at which point I mentioned SJ Res 38, and that I have met with Senator Cruz, Senator Ron Johnson, and they have worked with Senators Mike Lee and others to have this bill not only end the state of emergency, but to include verbiage within it to not use a state of emergency in this manner ever again. That means that we're looking for accountability when this is exposed. Exposure will be immediate and accountability will be decades to come. But the exposure will bring those who have utilized this state of emergency and have abused it with the American people. It will bring them to bear. So that's what this movement is for, is to bring the people, because when the people come together, those singular voices will become one. I mean, those many voices will become one singular voice. And it will be so loud that mainstream media that seems to have, well, let's go and report this, but not report the important stuff, they won't be able to ignore us anymore. They will have to listen to the people. They will be next on our target list after our politicians. After our politicians are dealt with and our Constitution can begin to be healed by ending the state of emergency, then, and only then, can we look at another topic. Then and only then will the people have a voice to be able to say, we don't like what media is representing, and that must be dealt with, because you're not representing us, mainstream media. You're only representing the money. That's what you represent. You don't represent us. That's why we do these streams our own selves these days. Is because context is important. And so that's really what it is that I wanted to speak about today. We don't have a large gathering. We have some folks here. We've got our folks from the Walker here. We've got some old folks over here, and we've had one representative from the Baptist Church, and so on. But I expected that from a small town. But I can say that we have received a very warm welcome from the majority of this town. We have handed out numerous cards. We have had numerous conversations with locals as they come by. We have seen this town. We have seen the people. And I don't believe that I've heard a single voice come back and say what you're doing is wrong. Not one. So we must be doing something right, even though it's on a small scale at this point in time. But going forward, know that this is what it is about. Know that if we get out and we walk to bring the message to people, we are becoming, each and every one of us, ambassadors of it. And this ambassadorship is important. It's important to know that every single one, from myself to the group that is currently with us, to groups that will join us, we are all ambassadors. We're ambassadors for truth. We're ambassadors to teach, to give out information, and to inform everybody what it is that we need to do to start gaining our country back. And so with that, I'd like to say thank you and stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and end this with that note. Tomorrow we will have a walk day. The walk day may be just the chase vehicle, but we will go back to the summit and walk. We do have some mechanical issues, and I want to give a special hats off and thanks to Misty, to Whiskey Tango for helping out Wood, and to Ron and Jerry, who have graciously offered and are on their way back to Battle Mountain to get parts for Beachy get underway. Just a few of the individuals that are coming out to him, and I'm sure that there will be more along the way. So hats off to all you guys. I appreciate you. I love all of you. All right, Diego, it's all yours.
All right, so that's the update for day 26 for all of you. As you heard, it's going to be a rest day, and tomorrow we'll be walking on. So, everybody, thank you for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.